Hi, I'm Victoria Ballou, and thank you for trusting your intuition and coming here to choose a stack of cards, because your subconscious, your intuition, has a message for you, and I'm going to tell you what that is right now. So, I want you to choose a stack of cards, and remember, if you would like to get more information about tarot, dreams, astrology, and all the other metaphysical sciences, I invite you to subscribe to my magazine, Astrologic Magazine. If you're watching my video right now, then I know you would love my magazine. It is filled with information that you can use to help further your metaphysical studies. You can also hit the subscribe channel button here so that the next time I have a video pop up, you'll know right away so you can tune in. All right, so please choose a stack of cards. Is your message today underneath Vesta, my warrior priestess? Or is it underneath this beautiful shell, which was fossilized millions of years ago? Or perhaps your message is underneath the obelisk, this quartz obelisk that feels so fabulous. The power is so fabulous with this. Choose, don't overthink it. Whatever you first thought, whatever that first thought was, go with it. And let's see what is happening with you right now from an energetic standpoint. We will begin with Vesta, my warrior priestess, and scoot her out of the way and take a look at the first card, which is your overview. This is your energy from a broad standpoint right now. This is what you're resonating with. So let's take a look and see what's going on. You have the Prince of Cups. This is an interesting card because, you know, this is energy that is all about following what you love and feeling loved, wanting to feel loved, wanting to give love, wanting to follow what your heart's desire it has for you here. This is, you know, the flip side of this energy, though, is that you could be a little uncertain, unbalanced in the way that you're feeling emotionally. That's the basement energy. And I only mention that because this intuitively is coming to me right now to say this. So, you know, the Prince of Cups is all about following what you really feel emotionally like you need to be doing. But there is something also that says it could be a distorted energy. It could be that you're not quite clear on it. And that's why we have the second card, which is your challenge card. So we're going to take a look at that and see what this energy, this Prince of Cups energy, is having to deal with right now. Okay, well, this explains a lot because it's the Emperor. Just take a look at this fire energy, the reds, the oranges, the sun yellow, and think about what the Prince of Cups energy looks like. It's all blue and lavender and very soft colors. This is a dynamic contrast. You know, the Cups energy is very emotional. You have the Emperor energy, on the other hand, which is so dynamic. This is leadership. This is making decisions. And in the balcony energy of the Emperor, it's making decisions which do not help you, that do not necessarily serve you in any way. And therefore, in the basement energy, this is all about self-serving and making decisions and rules and executing things in a cruel manner, right? So being the challenge energy, that's what we're picking up here. And so if we look at the Prince of Cups energy as your overview and the Emperor as your challenge, what we're seeing here is not only this dynamic contrast between colors and the feelings, but, you know, one is very head-ruled, the Emperor is very head-ruled, Prince of Cups is very emotional. And so here is your conflict and your challenge. This is saying that right now you're in a place where you're really wanting to embrace something from a very loving nature. But there's this energy which I am sensing is an actual person. The Emperor can represent an energy. It can also represent a specific person. This feels like a masculine actual person who's interfering in what you're trying to embrace here, what you're trying to pursue. This is a real contrast. I haven't seen a contrast like this in people in a while. So I'm picking up on this and wondering how this is going to play out. That's what we have the third card for, which is your course of action called for. Let's see what we need to look at, and here it is. It's death. Now, of course, this does not represent a physical, actual death. Rather, death is very much saying, as your course of action called for, it's time for you to bring an end to something, to wrap something up, so that you can begin something brand new. That's exactly what needs to happen here. As we look at the three cards together, your overview of the Prince of Cups, your challenge with the Emperor, and then death as your course of action called for, this is saying this Emperor energy needs to somehow be moved out of the way or neutralized, or somehow there needs to be a compromise established here, because what you are pursuing from a very emotional standpoint is being hindered. It's being blocked by this Emperor energy. And so this could represent both of these. The Prince of Cups and the Emperor could represent you. Two sides, two aspects of you. And actually that's what it's feeling like to me at this moment. This is saying your heart is wanting to do something, but you have this overarching energy that is saying, no, you cannot follow your heart's desire. Rather, you need to do exactly what according to some line of reasoning tells you to do. This could be from some traditional aspect, or it could be something that you came up with from a very logical point of view, but there you have the conflict, and that is keeping you from actually embracing what you really need to be doing. And you need to make this change. It needs to come to an end. This is saying you need to follow your heart. You need to allow this energy of the Emperor, as I said, you need to move it aside. You need to vanquish it completely. You need to find some way to effectively deal with it so that you can move forward with what you emotionally are wanting to do, because it's something beautiful that you're wanting to bring in this energy, but your logical mind is somehow interfering with it. What you think you need to be doing is interfering with it rather than what you feel like you need to be doing. So I hope you understand the difference between this, and I hope this has helped you understand how you need to move forward. You need to wrap up this Emperor energy, this dynamic leadership. That doesn't mean you can't be a leader going forward and always in the ways that you need to, making good decisions. It just means that this has taken you away from the course that you really need to be on. And so wrap it up. Wrap it up in a way that feels right to you, and I use the word feel rather than you think, right? Because you need to feel that you're wrapping it up. That's what the Prince of Cups energy is all about. So from a dreaming standpoint, being that you are in a conflict with yourself, essentially. Now, this could be someone else. Yes, it could be someone else who's interfering, but ultimately it is a challenge within yourself deciding how to deal with this other person. So from a dreaming standpoint, you are dealing with more than one person in your dream, and there is a conflict. And people in our dreams almost always represent aspects of ourselves, different pieces of ourselves. So you're in some sort of an argument. You could be in a physical conflict. It's something that is a dynamic situation, whether it's verbal, whether it's physical, in your dreams. And it's probably really confusing you if you're dreaming about someone that you know, because they are taking what all that represents are aspects of that person. It could be that you're dreaming of the person who's the actual Emperor, especially if you're connecting with them. But, and if this is the case, let me know in the comments, because we can sort this out. But energetically, I feel like it actually could be. But more than likely, these are aspects of yourself. So once you handle this, once you deal with this, that dream will go away. But otherwise, it's probably a recurring dream for you right now. All right, let's take a look at the second stack underneath the fossilized shell. The first card we're going to look at is your overview card, your energy from a broad standpoint right now. Let's see what it is. All right, so you have the Six of Swords here in the Thoth deck. It's called Science. And the reason it's called Science is because it's bringing your logical mind into play here. Of course, swords represents air. It represents thinking and logic. And to have the cross in the middle of this, this is saying that you're taking an objective viewpoint right now of something. You're trying to stand back and get, give a critical appraisal of something right now. And so let's see what that critical appraisal is, what you're dealing with, and how to work with it. This is really interesting. You have the priestess, the high priestess here. So being your challenge card, this is saying something is hidden below the surface. This is calling your intuition into play here. This is saying you really need to dive deeper, because something that you have seen in this Six of Swords energy as you stepped back and took this look, this very objective view of a situation, you realize that something's going on that that's not just surface. It's not something that is just you look at it and you go, okay, that's it. No, there's something deeper. And if you have felt this, you're right about it. And if you haven't felt this yet, give yourself the opportunity to think about this situation a little bit deeper, because it really, there is something there that is below the surface, that has not been revealed yet, that you need to understand. So we're going to look at the course of action called for it, and let's see what's going on here. Well, for sure, here we have the Hermit. So the Hermit is absolutely saying you need to take that introspective time. You need to sort through things to get to the heart of the matter, because this is with the priestess and the Hermit here. This is absolutely saying that there is something hidden, that your decision to step back and look at this situation was correct. You were right on target for thinking that and for doing that. And yes, there's something else for you to discover that's not going to be easy to discover. But you can, if you tune in with your intuition and with just taking that time to sort through things. Whatever this is important for the priestess and the Hermit to show up and to show this Six of Swords energy. So whether this is job related, it's more than likely job related, or something in your conscious life that is reflecting a need for you to go deeper into your subconscious awareness, right? So I want you to really listen to what I'm saying on this, because this is important. There is something beneath. There is something that has not come out in whatever it is you're trying to look at, even though you've taken this really objective standpoint and view of it. So from a dreaming standpoint, there are probably clouds, something cloudy. You could also be in the water, which symbolically in your dreams represents conscious life experience. And maybe the water's dirty, or you can't really see through it, and it's causing you problems as you're trying to navigate through it. There's something probably related to water, because clearly this is a conscious life experience that you're having to deal with, and you are not seeing the full picture. So that is really causing you some issues. And here's the other thing. You know that there's something that has not been revealed. That's what the priestess energy is saying. So you're aware that there's something yet for you to understand. You need to stick with this until you uncover it. All right, third stack of cards. Let's move the obelisk over and take a look at the first card, which is your overview, your energy from a broad standpoint right now. Let's see what it is. Well, how nice for you. It is the Nine of Discs. It's called Gain here in the Thoth deck. This is saying you're in a really nice position right now where you are gaining, money, property, possessions. There's something that in your life that you're feeling, like I'm moving forward here in a material way. So congratulations. Clearly, this energy feels really good to you. The gain card also can represent emotional gain. This is a very versatile card, and it can be more than just material things that this card is pointing to. So let's take a look at your challenge, because even though you have this wonderful gain energy, there's something challenging it. So let's dive a little bit deeper and see what it is. This is interesting. You have the Six of Discs, which is called success. This is saying you're being challenged with embracing the success that you're feeling right now, which, while that sounds preposterous, maybe, it's actually quite frequently happening within our lives, because maybe we just are not ready for it. Maybe something has happened very soon, too quickly. It's just creating an optional anxiety situation for you where you need to choose and you can't choose. Lots of possibilities here for why this Six of Discs is coming up, but clearly you're not able to embrace the success that you're feeling in life. That's why we need to take a look at the third card, your course of action called for, to see what we need to do. All right, so this explains it. It's the Seven of Cups. Here in the Thoth deck, they call it debauch. And this is talking about, this is just sticky energy. And when you look at this card, you'll see what I'm talking about. I mean, it's, I like the colors. And actually, if you look at the colors compared to the Nine of Discs, you see them resonating, right? You see these same blues. And actually, in the success card, you see this blue coming through. But, the colors are very similar in the Nine of Discs and the Seven of Cups. And so this is just even more validation that what is happening with the Seven of Cups energy, your course of action called for, is that you need to get unstuck. Seven of Cups is all about being stuck in a situation and feeling frustrated about it, feeling anxious about it. You're mired in not making, and Cups, of course, is emotional. It's a the water symbol. It just means that you're not moving ahead like you should be. You're also not moving behind. It means you're just stuck in a place. This is clearly you needing to make a decision about something, to embrace this success, something that is, and could be, as I said, a lot of different reasons why this is happening. But maybe you have accepted a new job and suddenly there's so much more responsibility and time commitment to your work that you're feeling very stressed about it and you don't know what to do. I mean, that's one example, but you know what it is right now. If you chose this stack, then you know exactly what it is. It's time for you to embrace the success, and the way to do that is to move forward. You need to absolutely decide what it is you need to do to move forward from this point. I really encourage you to do this. Now, from a dreaming standpoint, you're not moving, right? And that would be reflected symbolically in your dreams. And this says to me that it's probably, we have common dreams where we are trying to run and we can't. We're trying to move fast, but we simply cannot. Something is impeding our progress. That's more than likely what you're dreaming about, if you're remembering your dreams. And once you move through this energy and take a stance on how you're going to embrace your success, how you're going to deal with this success. It sounds almost absurd to say, how am I going to deal with this success? But you know what I mean, because there's some factor associated with this success that's making you, that's just has you stuck at this moment. So absolutely, you need to deal with this. And that's why. If you're feeling anxious about this, that's why. And once you make a good choice, a solid choice about this, then all of this energy is going to begin flowing once again, and it's going to feel amazing to you. Allow this success to come through, because what fabulous energy this is. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please leave your thoughts and comments down below in the messages, the comment section. I always enjoy hearing from you and helping you. I do these videos because I'm here to serve you, and I want to know how best I can do that. Thank you so much for joining me.